Добро пожаловать в Государственный музей истории ГУЛАГа.
Oleg welcomes visitors to Moscow's GOULAG museum wearing a guard's uniform. It's the only museum in the Russian capital exclusively devoted to the memory of the 20 million victims who passed through the Soviet labor camps. They built entire towns in the Arctic Circle, where in winter the temperatures can plunge to minus 50 degrees Celsius.
The cold was so biting that many prisoners injected themselves with petrol in order to get sent to the infirmary and to get off of work.
The Soviet Union contained a vast archipelago of prison camps, more than 500 labor camps across the country.
Some of the guards were sadists. Some strolled through the camps every day and killed at least one prisoner.
We were walking in the tundra. Somebody in front of me stumbled and fell. He was immediately riddled with machine gun fire, and the dogs pounced on him and began to tear him apart. That's how it was.
Lev Neto was arrested when he was 23. It was after the Second World War, and he had just spent 1 year in a German prisoner of war camp. The organisation Memorial documents the circumstances in which victims were locked up on their return to the USSR. 16 years after the collapse of the Soviet Union, researchers are shocked by the ignorance of young Russians about their own history.
When we asked young people in the street what they think of Stalin, one girl told me, for example, that she thought he was an efficient manager.
In July 1937, Stalin unleashed the Great Purges. Arrest quotas were set by a region. In a year and a half, the secret police locked up 1.5 million people in the camps and carried out 700,000 executions. 70 years later, the Russian president is a former KGB colonel.
I don't think such people should occupy official positions.
What do you mean?
It means what I was talking about earlier, that the lessons of the past have not been learnt.
The only museum devoted to the Gulag is empty. With barely 100 visitors a month, the mayor of Moscow would like to move the exhibition far from the city centre.